Welcome to episode 7 of the HAWKENING. We're Hawking, and this week we're talking about our album Diverge has been out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yep. What do?
We obviously just rest on our laurels now, right?
Yeah. Radio royalties. Oh wait, remember radio?
Yeah.
For being a prog band, yeah? Not fully prog.
Thinking in album mode versus singles versus EPs.
Album's a lot more long term for sure.
Yes.
Where term, you mean like the release schedule? Or?
Well, yeah, both the release and also like just the time after, like an album. Like we can still do a lot with what we released with Diverge in March.
Yeah.
But like if we just released one single in March, we would have to, that might have maybe brought us to like June or something.
Sure.
I'm on singles right now just because I don't know how I feel about recording a full length, but I know we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
But right now,
once you've done your first full length, it's like.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another one?
Yeah. But and Diverge was I guess we're sort of known for always changing it up. We always do what we feel is right and what we love. It doesn't matter what's...
We're either known for it or known despite it.
Yeah. Either one. But I feel like we like to release a single just to show that difference that we've thought of, the new style we have or something like that, always changing things up.
Well, the good news for people listening is we are working on new stuff,
yes.
which is the secret tidbit of info that we wanted to drop in this video that's totally not going to be in the title of the video.
No, not in the title. Yeah. But we are releasing new music, which is
that's the announcement.
When is the big question?
Yeah, which we still don't know, which is why we wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
But it's good.
We're secretly looking to develop our release schedule from...
Yes, but that's why we're talking about it, because it's an interesting topic about scheduling. And,
well, it is though, because the album cycle's been around since like the 1950s.
Yeah.
It's like...
Does that word even mean anything nowadays? Like an album cycle? What is that? And how does that pertain to us in modern music and with the internet and everything?
Like for a concrete question, like what does an album cycle look like in this day and age for an independent?
For an independent band?
Yeah. Or like what is the release cycle? I guess
like how much touring should you do to support it?
Well, I mean, like, should you come out with a couple singles first, and then an EP, or like an album off the, there's or should you just do singles? Like a lot of like electronic and R&B stuff is just there's never an album. There's just mixtapes.
There's pop music. There's rap. Rap puts out singles. Pop music usually does a full album and then releases 5 songs from that album
as singles.
Yeah, as singles. So singles sort of are the new way to keep things relevant and keep it over time.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty widely agreed upon by like it's the new thing where attention spans are short, so you gotta like hit people all the time.
If you can get almost the same amount of hype from one song as you can from 10 in a package.
Yeah,
more bang for your buck.
I guess the thing is, what is hype? Like, because now it's your metrics. It's all like readable on a computer screen versus like. If you put out more songs, like before the internet, that meant you were doing more stuff. You know what I mean? It's more about what people can do with it and how they can enjoy it, rather than like that. Wow, you're good and you released music. Like, because anybody can do it now. I guess, right? So the value.
An album thing to me is sort of stature. It's like. You've earned your way to make an LP. You see all these the rap artists put out a single. Here's a couple features, and as soon as they announce they're making an album, that's when they're announcing to you that they've made it.
Yeah.
That they can put together 12 things and go on tour and stuff. So like, does that pertain to us and rock music and bands?
I think with bands, it's like several EPs and then the LP.
Yeah, and that itself is a statement where you're like, we're making an LP. This is a big thing. So, and we've already done ours.
Yeah. It's nice to have the first album
under your belt.
Like
it's sort of more stress to make a second LP because that's the one everyone like listens to. That second LP is the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Except for Sayasin. Sayasin self-titled.
Yeah, self-titled. Always. Oh, nothing will beat it.
The sophomore should show the development.
Yeah.
I
will say that Diverge definitely showed the development from the Hawking EP, like the self-titled one.
Yeah.
So we did have that one kind of step forward where it was like pretty substantially different. But then, the next one should be almost that much more mature and more
Yeah,
or
that's
good.
what like everybody's. It's what people are like looking for, right? Like
Yeah.
they're looking for your second album to be more mature. Like
Mm-hmm.
if we got poppier or like more, if I got more like playful with my lyrics, like that'd be weird on a second record.
Yeah.
Like talk about breakups
Or-
and like,
yeah,
you know,
like-
that sort of thing.
We can get more album reviews that think all our songs are about breakups.
Genocide of an entire race or whatever.
North of the Black Sea.
It's not about a relationship.
What country is north of the Black Sea? Or like we talked about this a bit last week. Do you still tour to support a record? Is that still
Oh
a
yeah.
thing?
Because we're known for touring. Let's say that we tour a lot, but even we're at the point
That.
where, you know,
Bands know. Our fans might be
Yeah.
confused.
yeah,
For sure.
They might be pissed.
For sure, doing like one big homecoming, or sorry, not a homecoming show, but like one big album release show, and like maybe, you know, if you're located in Vancouver, doing like the island or the interior or something, just a local thing, like at kind of the bare minimum,
Yeah.
for an album thing, maybe pushing to Alberta.
You're talking about like bands from here.
yeah,
Like,
like just or like because we don't have the close cities like the States,
Yeah.
but like do your four most local areas.
Here it's like you just need something. You need something like big enough that Beetroot will announce it.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
like you got like either Beetroot or like
Exclaim?
any of the Exclaim. Like
Okay.
if you need enough to get your tour and your album, your single premiered on Exclaim or Beetroot, and you're
Yeah.
like, that's kind of the Vancouver. I've ticked the box.
yeah. I find that whenever someone does a single release or an album release, like that's their way of proving to people that they can play what they made live. And like that's,
Interesting.
but
Yeah, if you
and that's
come
the
from-
elitist part.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it's so
actual world of musicians of
Yeah.
like progressive rock and stuff. It's
Yeah.
more like, oh yeah, you're proving you didn't do that in Guitar Pro.
Exactly. Like if I hear a band made music and they announce that they're doing a show to support that, I want to fucking see them play it live and execute it perfectly. That's why I go to the show.
Yeah.
Plus, I like the band, but still, like it's that elitist nature that Vancouver has, and it's like that's why we don't really.
I never thought of that.
That's my personal thing.
Thinking about it now, like I guess I'd definitely do that too. I just never really thought about it.
Yeah, because we hold bands to high stature,
Yeah.
and if you're gonna release sick music, I want to see you play it live well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to like know the songs, and it's kind of just like when you hear them live, it usually like a band live better if you kind of know one or two songs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So again, back to touring. Should we? Should you not? Like,
Yeah, like to be really open about
Yeah.
what the band's been discussing, a lot of it is about the next North American question mark
Yeah.
tour, or then like we've been wanting to go to Europe and the UK for a long time too, and for that it's the logistics, it's all that.
so all we have is North America and
At
the
this
States.
point, yeah.
And we've touched on social media quite a bit, and like you said earlier, like it's easy to get that many interactions on one post by using one hashtag.
Yeah, it's the scary thing is looking at like what was the math we did was like pretty much like $4 or $5 grand on gas, and like if we're being really open,
Yeah.
and like it's many thousands of dollars
Yeah.
just to make it happen.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're looking at the reach of it being like 5,000 people, it's like that's the number of like stoked Brazilian kids, you know, looking
or the
at
Indonesians.
yeah, like
Yeah.
The culture, like Indonesia and South America, where they're like really jazzed on music. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like 10 album sales just posting this cool riff on hashtag progressive rock
Yeah.
from like Malaysian kids being like, wow,
And
you
they're
know, because
aptly looking for things to
yeah,
buy, and
as opposed to
yeah, or you know, the bachelorette party
brothers.
that just
Yeah.
happens to be at the show.
yeah, and it's going on stage being like we're not a bar band. We don't fit the atmosphere of like weird.
Yeah.
On Instagram, you won't get ACDC requests. So it's like it's kind of nice.
It's
Yeah.
it's that when we were 19, or I mean, we're all different. Like when I was 19, when I was 18, 19, me personally, I won't speak for you guys, but I was like gung ho to hop in. I don't care how shitty the van is. I don't care how shitty the bars are. I don't care how I don't care if we have to use bad gear. It's like I want to go up and play those songs at crank to 11, and I want to do it.
Yeah.
And now that we've been doing it for a while, it's like well, that feeling of, oh, it's the first time we're going across North America. Like, let's not minimize the value of that for us, because we're not just running a business. We're trying to have fucking fun and do this.
And our show productions at a certain level, we can't dissipate that even
Exactly.
a little bit. And it feels wrong when we don't give everything to the audience.
We brought the light show into it.
Yeah, there's like, I think one show on the tour we couldn't use our lights or something. It just felt like
That was the worst.
it was so just
the
it was
worst
so
show.
sad.
We sort of have a new rule that we don't play with if our lights aren't used.
But we started the light show on, because with Comfortable, when we put out Comfortable, we came out with like the purple kind of aesthetic. And we were like, let's have a show that has all these lights and colors that takes you through that whole journey.
Yep.
But we had Graham, shout out to Graham.
Yeah.
We had Graham, the roadie.
There's been Graham took care of the drums,
amazing
and then
human.
Chart had time to help with the lights.
Yeah.
But the past tour was Chart had to deal with his drums. I had to deal with the lights. You had to deal with the merch, and you had to deal with all the amps and stuff. It's just like,
It's not tenable to send 4 guys
with our show.
across the United States and Canada over and over again without a crew, with a light show, with like just the whole setup, because it's not just the lights, it's with the tracks and everything's to click, and it's like
The only reason why we use all this technology is to make it easier on ourselves too.
yeah.
yeah, if we didn't have this with trying to get the setup we have, it's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's still a lot.
We're not a it's funny, you were the first person to like early on say, how about we get lights? And I was like, no, I want it to be the show. I want it to be guitar, bass, drums, vocal. That's what the audience gets.
Yeah.
And then we started putting the LED lights in Chart's drums.
Yeah.
And I was
Little
like,
things.
that's cool. But even like I was such a purist about, like, I was so fucking punk at a time.
Shrednar.
Not as badly punk as the people that made me lose faith in punk. Pink hair guy in New Jersey.
2 Jags, what?
That's another story for it. There needs to be a separate episode about why we quit the idea of punk.
Yeah.
Those.
And he wasn't a fan or anything. He was a felon, so that just walked onto our bus.
Not me, pink hair dude.
Yeah, pink dude. Yeah. I just want to make sure we're
That's a separate video.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I think now we're
The stage show and
But yeah, like even we brought in the technology to make it a better show for what people get. Like, we want you to get a higher value out of your $10 cover. And also, like, when we were just going up there, it was like sometimes we were at $5, $7 cover, and we wanted to make it fair.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we'll bring more value.
Yeah.
Here you go. Like, shows shouldn't be less than $10 at this
We're
point.
not a plug and play, as you always say. So
Yeah, like, what did Winnipeg guy?
Oh, that was like a mini concert.
I certainly hope so.
That's the idea, dude.
Fucking shout out to Jambro at the Cavern,
Yeah,
though.
man.
I fucking love you.
Cavern's incredible.
That's a rite of passage, though, for touring bands
Yeah,
in
no
Canada,
kidding.
because the Cavern is one of the only remaining real rock venues.
Yeah, and then he's got his applause things. He just like swings. Everyone's clapping. He's in the back with his clappy hands. He swings around.
I fucking, like, that's the joy, right?
Yeah.
That's the joy
That's
of
what we
touring.
love.
I don't want to lose that by it being, well, we gotta do it again, like, just because it's been a thing for 50 years.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a step up.
Right.
Like if we're in a package, because we haven't done a package across Canada yet in the States. So if we
I'm so excited for, as a plug, here's a plug, November,
yes,
the island tour with the Body Politic.
Oh yeah.
4th to 6th.
Yeah, November 24, 25, 26 is Nanaimo, Vic, Port Alberni. And that's with the Body Politic and Ninja Spy and Tama Hills. And that is the first real package we've ever been a part
With
of.
bands we've looked up to, with bands we're friends with.
That is my favorite lineup we've ever played.
Yeah.
And the venues we get to play.
Ninja
Yeah.
Spy was the first band I ever saw live. Ever.
Nice.
Was at Peace Arch Curling Rink
But
in
still,
White Rock with
shout out Ninja Spy. Oh my god.
with fucking Oddchild, with Incura,
Nice.
all like the OG bands. Man.
Yeah, that's old school. God damn.
But I'm stoked for that. But yeah, that's what we've talked about is probably like if we're gonna do another big tour, we'd want it to be with a big package.
Yeah.
Because we don't want it to just be Hawking's doing a big fucking thing again.
Yeah.
Like we've already named it. Like there's a Hawking EP release tour, Hawking album release tour, Hawking single release tour,
North American
North American tour. It's like we're running out of names.
Like Deadmau5 literally did the bunch of shows in a row tour.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
his
love
whole
that.
aesthetic is just like
Hate
this
the
is what it
industry.
is.
Yeah.
He hates the industry. It's
Yeah. But if you have suggestions of bands you'd like us to see, like us tour with, then please tell us.
If y'all have package suggestions.
Yes.
Like
Give
that's
us
what we
bands.
want to know.
Give us bands.
That's
you
our
like.
biggest struggle is like finding who we fit with.
Yeah, because we know a lot of bands in Vancouver, but like outside of Vancouver, like we know a decent amount of bands, but it's just like there might be some that we've never heard of that are touring really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the question. Like, what do you do?
I still think if you put out your first EP, maybe not single, but like you might want to do a single first just to see if your band can actually like sound good on a recording, and if they do,
There's a big learning process.
yeah. But and then if you do an EP, then if it's your first EP, you should probably tour.
Yes. Just to
Yeah.
do
I
it
think-
and to earn your stripes and
Yeah, and it's a really good experience. It gets you like when we were touring with Without the Click and stuff, we got like really tight by the end of tour.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And now it's like with the Click, everything's tour tightness all the
it's
time.
tight. Well, here's the thing. Like, what does it take now to make that cycle happen?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
writing pre-pro, recording, all the stuff, up until it's ready, and then all the publicity, all the tour booking, all the stuff that used to take a team.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've sort of traipsed into pre-pro. We haven't done it too much before.
Yeah.
Like as in depth as we are now. Like
How many songs on Diverge did we actually do pre-pro?
I think
like half.
we demoed all of them out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we
during those demos was kind of our version of pre-pro.
True. Yeah.
But like some of them were just written, and there was like one thing that needed to be changed, but it was
like
pretty
Leave You
much-
Behind didn't need.
Yeah, Leave You Behind was just you came up with the song, then I came up with the ending, and then you slap them together, and then it's the song. So
we did pre-pro so that we could have scratch tracks for when we were actually recording drums. That's like why
Yes.
we did it. But now, we're actually actively looking for parts, syncopating things, in the computer and like making it all happen. So everything's finished before we even go in and track things.
Yeah.
We're writing in so many different formats now too.
Yeah. But with someone on the island, you have to. We can't always be together. So like he'll write a part, he'll write on top of it and send a demo of that, and
yeah, nowadays with like Google Drive and stuff, it's so easy.
Yeah. So I guess that's sort of where we are now.
Your band almost really doesn't need to be at all physically together anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
Other than like.
Unless you want to play a show.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, but that's what Mute Math did. They all lived in four separate countries at the time, and then they recorded.
Really?
Yeah, and they just recorded in their own studios and slapped things together, and then they went on tour.
Also, Periphery just being from
Periphery
all
does that
over
too.
the States.
Yeah, vocalist Spencer from Periphery, he just records vocals at his house and then just sends it all over to the
I think
Nolly.
he's from like San Diego or something.
Yeah, he's like in a different state than other guys. It's weird.
It's a weird thing for us because we like being together, but like
Well, even if you have the premium Pro Tools, you can work on the same session.
Yeah, they have the
Somewhere.
cloud service stuff. That's
Like,
crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know how that.
It's just
sounds-
streaming. Like it's just
Spotify for Pro Tools.
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure once you record something, it just starts uploading that, and then when it's uploaded, the other one will just download that WAV file and slot it in exactly where you had it on your session. And it's just and it works both ways. You just keep on collaborating, and you can have like a little webcam in the top corner, so you can just
Nothing
like
looks
chat.
like anything anymore.
no,
Yeah.
Like there's no model for anything.
everything's evolving
at all.
and changing. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for what we're gonna put out.
Yeah,
And I think
it's the thinking 6 to 12 months out as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
our rule of thumb. Is
So,
always
like,
think 6 months out.
But the 6 months thing, it's like if you're a small band and you want to release a single, you need to think of writing, which takes how long it takes. Like that's totally up in the air.
Don't ever
But, like,
push that.
You kind of need to know how long
Yeah.
it takes you to write before you've ever written that. Like that's what our main hurdle was, getting everything together for Diverge was like.
Yeah. Once you're done writing, then you kind of go into pre-pro, and then once you start pre-pro, it you kind of have an idea of how long the rest is gonna take. Like pre-pro can be a few weeks finalizing lyrics and stuff, and then you got to go in for recording. And if you're doing a single, you could do like one recording in like maybe 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like if you're an independent band, if you want to like really go and like go to a studio and do it, you could do it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
But like for someone like our band where you're kind of doing things yourself, usually like 1 to 2 weeks, make sure everything's like really good. I think that's how long Comfortable took. It was like maybe 2 to 3 because we were a little iffy on some parts.
Yeah. Yeah, we spent a good amount of time on Comfortable.
Yeah, because we wanted to make sure that like this is exactly how we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got a few weeks for the recording part and the mixing and then mastering. It's like a month of recording. And so once you start pre-pro, you know it's gonna take a month to record. If you want to use a publicist, they're gonna want like the single 3 months before the release date.
Yeah.
So you have to plan when you start pre-pro. 3 months from then is gonna be the earliest release date.
Yeah.
And so that got to keep that in factor. And then once the release date happens, that's when either the show is, or after that, it will be either the tour or the next 2 to 3 months of the remaining publicist stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
And then
Gotta make a video.
And the video too. Oh yeah, you have to do that.
You can't
in
just
between
release music nowadays.
when the song is finished and when the publicist needs it.
Yeah.
That's the time to do video.
Yeah.
So there's always something ahead of you that sucks. So, and that's for putting out one fucking song.
Yeah.
There's always something before the thing you're really looking forward to that you're really not looking forward to.
And then once you do that, you realize the other 2 things that you need to do that you also don't want to do. And it's just like constantly, t-shirts, stuff like that. We've been dealing with
designing the merch.
Yeah. So it's like, there's just so much stuff.
Planning like the visual branding.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Album cover, shirts, like your Facebook cover photo and profile and everything.
And then before the album release, you have to line up distribution, and then you also have to do physicals if you're gonna tour.
Yeah.
And then or whatever you do for tour, but usually physical.
It's funny talking about all of it.
Yeah, there's so much.
That's just what we do on a constant basis, but it's a pain in the ass.
And then it makes you think, like, why is someone being so scared to pay $1.99 for this shit?
Yeah.
Really?
People aren't generally aware of that whole process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the stuff that we just said, I think at least, like if you're not already in a band, you're just like, I'd just be speechless if I heard all that for the first time. You know?
And then one more thing to make it. This is what I have to deal with is between me finishing recording the stuff and for when the show needs to be done, I need to put the entire show together.
Oh my god!
And do the Logic session and the lights and the patch changes and the backing tracks and all of that, and it's just like. Luckily, we've been riding off. Yeah.
In conclusion, Saturday, October 14th at the Waldorf.
Yeah, you will
see that fucking show because all this is what goes into 40 minutes on stage.
Yep.
Yeah, if you missed the Rickshaw show, this is our first show in Vancouver. That's like a show.
So, last chance till 2018.
Basically,
Yeah.
But
Unless you're on the island.
We will have new music out.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty much a promise.
But yeah, tell us what you think of all the stuff. If you're in a band, like what do you do for releasing? Like, are we doing stuff that you cringe at that you think is wrong? Like, are we doing stuff that you think was a neat idea? Like,
we're
tell us.
slightly open to suggestions.
Are you the kings of last minute like we are? We are the kings of last minute.
Are you uploading this podcast on McDonald's Wi-Fi before loading? Because we are.
I love it.
But yeah, see you next week, guys. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.